Standard billionaires typically operate on a simple cycle. They identify earthly problems, invent solutions, and generate massive wealth within the existing capitalist framework. Elon Musk's trajectory points towards what he calls God mode, a long-term directive to migrate human civilization entirely off the surface of the Earth. The primary obstacle is the sheer scale of our solar system. At our current speeds, reaching a destination like Neptune would take 30 years. This creates a biological wall. Even if a traveler survived the journey, they would spend the vast majority of their productive life in transit, arriving old or infirm. Musk's various companies function as components of a single ecosystem. Every venture, from Neuralink to SpaceX, serves as a specific engineering solve for a different logistical hurdle of deep space colonization. Terrestrial capitalism is merely the financial engine. He is using it to fund a multi-front attempt to reverse engineer the limitations of human biology and physics. Consider how we manipulate the lifespan of food. An apple left on a kitchen counter decays in days, but placed in cold storage, its internal biological clock slows down relative to the absolute time passing outside. Musk applies this logic to human cells. Our bodies age in unison because every cell receives centralized aging instructions transmitted through the nervous system. This functions like a television remote. You press a button and it sends a stream of photons commanding the hardware to power down. The brain sends similar signals to cells to dictate their rate of decay. This is the long-term utility of Neuralink. While it is marketed today for medical rehabilitation, its ultimate potential lies in the ability to intercept these signals and manipulate the body's internal aging process at the source. If the brain can be convinced to pause or slow its aging instructions, the biological clock of the traveler changes. A 30-year journey across the solar system could be perceived by the passenger as lasting only a few seconds. In this context, Neuralink serves as the biological suspension mechanism required for humans to survive the extreme timelines of interplanetary travel. Even with biological aging solved, the initial construction on a hostile planet like Mars is too dangerous for humans. An autonomous robotic workforce must be deployed first. These machines will need to handle the heavy excavation required for underground cities, a task Musk is already refining on Earth through the Boring Company. However, the advanced AI required to manage this robotic army requires massive data centers. On Earth, these are currently restricted by the immense amount of water needed for cooling and the localized electricity draw. The Terafab project proposes moving this infrastructure into orbit, launching millions of satellites and chips to build a supercomputer in space. Space provides the ideal environment for high-density computing. The vacuum allows for passive cooling, and the lack of atmosphere provides unobstructed access to solar energy. Relocating the AI infrastructure off-planet removes the resource constraints of Earth, while building the remote computing backbone needed to manage a Martian colony from afar. Even with robotics and suspended aging, traditional rockets remain hampered by the sheer weight of fuel required to fight gravity. Musk views the universe through the lens of simulation theory, the idea that reality is constructed of discrete units of space and time, much like the pixels on a screen. Under this theory, the physical laws of our universe are like software code. To manipulate that code, you have to be able to see it, specifically gravitons, the theoretical particles that carry the instructions for gravity. Musk's space-based supercomputer is intended to provide the massive processing power required to simulate subatomic interactions at a scale that might finally allow us to isolate and decode these graviton particles. Consider our mastery of radio waves. We didn't create them, we learned to interpret their math to send information. Musk believes that if we can model graviton behavior precisely enough, we may find a way to neutralize the information they carry. If we can mathematically neutralize the signal for gravity, we could theoretically render physical objects massless. This would allow spacecraft to navigate the cosmos without the massive fuel requirements of today's rockets. The orbital supercomputer is designed to process the complex mathematics of the universe, with the objective of eventually overriding the physical constants that keep us tethered to Earth. When viewed as a single sequence, the motive becomes clear. Neuralink prepares the traveler, SpaceX provides the transport, the Boring Company prepares the destination, and supercomputers calculate the physics. This corporate structure acts as a massive closed-loop laboratory where findings in one sector immediately power the others. The financial brilliance lies in the fact that every stage of this project is monetized as a consumer product. Musk solves terrestrial problems, treating medical conditions, managing traffic, or expanding AI, to generate the immense capital required for his cosmic objectives. Whether his theories on gravitons and reality are speculative or accurate, Elon Musk has engineered a self-funding loop that leverages the global economy to bankroll the evolution of humanity among the stars.